Well, today, President Trump announced that he will pardon Susan B. Anthony, who was arrested in her hometown of Rochester for voting in 1872 when laws only allowed men to vote. Anthony, a leader in the women's suffrage movement, was convicted in a widely publicized trial. This comes as today marks 100 years since the 19th Amendment was ratified, allowing for women to secure the right to vote. CBS News' Nancy Chen visited the birthplace of the women's rights movement in Seneca Falls.
In Seneca Falls, New York, it's all about reaching for the sky or diving from it.
Here she comes on her landing.
These skydivers celebrated the centennial of the women's vote and the birthplace of the women's rights movement.
We are here to encourage everyone to use your voice to vote.
They touched down right across from where famed suffragist Elizabeth Cady Stanton presented her Declaration of Sentiments at the Seneca Falls Convention in 1848. But it took another 72 years for the 19th Amendment to become law.
Think about what happened in those 72 years. It was not easily won.
Kate Bennett is the board chair of the National Women's Hall of Fame, dedicated to the achievements of great American women.
What we're doing here is writing women into history. Who are the people who have knocked through the glass ceiling?
The founding document of the women's rights movement is inscribed here, proclaiming that all men and women are created equal. But many say there is still plenty of work to be done.
Are we better off than when we were in the 1600s, 1700s? Sure. Are we perfect? No.
Colleen Jenkins is Stanton's great-great-granddaughter. She'd like to see her ancestors' work taken a step further with the 28th Amendment.
What about all the other legal rights that not only women need, but men need? Let's put equality into our Constitution.
A lesson for future generations that the push for constitutional change continues today. Nancy Chen, CBS News, Seneca Falls, New York.
The 19th Amendment primarily enabled white women to vote, but it was the Voting Rights Act of 1965 outlawing discriminatory practices that ultimately cleared the path for all women to cast a ballot.